If you're looking for success principles, in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply the success principles. Hi there, I'm Laura Evans from Unleash Your Potential, helping people like you to unleash their potential in business and life. And if this is the first time you're watching us here on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when we release a video every Friday. In NLP, we use a whole range of techniques to help our clients become successful. Tad James created the 5 principles to success, and we incorporate that particularly in goal setting. The 5 simple steps are hugely useful in helping you take control of your situation, increase your chances of success, and taking actions towards your goal. They're simple on their own, but combined are a brilliant success mindset to help you move forward. So let's start with principle number 1. So what do you want specifically? Now, he always talks about the fact that the more specific you can be, the better. So if you just say, I want to be rich, well, what exactly does rich mean to you? And how is your unconscious mind going to work out whether or not it's actually ever achieved the goal for you? So the more specific you can be, the better. Principle number 2 is take action. So once you've decided what you want, then you really do need to take the time to take the action, to do the doing, as they say. Now, this is where a lot of people misunderstand the law of attraction. You may have heard of the law of attraction or the secret, same as far as I'm concerned. Think about the law of attraction. It says you need to know what you want. So typically, and I'm going to generalize massively here, which as we know from earlier chapters is a big risk, but I'm going to generalize. So let's say you want a Ferrari, okay, red Ferrari. And the law of attraction would have you maybe cut out a Ferrari from a magazine, put it maybe on a vision board, and kind of tell the universe what it is that you want. The problem is that a Ferrari is not going to just land in your lap. It isn't going to happen. And a lot of people misunderstand the law of attraction. The law of attraction was actually written based upon both of these principles. So, firstly, yes, of course, know what you want. And if you're into vision boarding, then brilliant. And if your visual preferences and you like visual things, then go find a magazine, cut it out. Of course, that's fine. But you must do something about it. I mean, in my model of the world, at least go and play the lottery or something, because how else are you going to come by that sizable chunk of cash? So you really do need to understand both those principles to do that. Funny enough, I remember watching the documentary on Netflix about The Secret, and it's actually been reported since that a lot of the contributors were quite frustrated with Netflix when that was released, because the way they'd edited the video, it makes it sound like all you need to do is kind of put it out there and know what you want, and they cut out a lot of the action taken, a lot of the you need to take steps stuff in the documentary. So that's quite interesting when I read that. The third principle is having sensory acuity. Now, in this context, what that means is paying attention to if what you're doing is working. And that leads us on to the 4th principle, which is having behavioural flexibility. Do something different if what you're doing is not working. So kind of 3 and 4 come together in the sense that pay attention. Is what you're doing working? And if it's not, 4, give yourself permission to change course. I've seen far too many people set their intention on their goal, and if something's not working, they just keep pushing even harder. I remember in the early days when I was working in the office, we used to have an office humour book. Some of you may remember them, A4 book it was, and there was one in there that had got at the title it said stress relieving tool. That had a circle that said bang head here. I'll never forget it. It was on the wall in the office. Now, listen, if you want to stress relieve and you want to bang your head against the wall, that could be a strategy, some may argue. But if your head starts bleeding, for goodness sake, stop banging your head. Do something else to relieve your stress. Anyway, I'm not suggesting you should go and do that, by the way. But that's really important. So sensory acuity, pay attention. Is what you're doing working? And if not, behavioural flexibility, do something different. Tad always says about goal setting, if you know every single step on how to achieve your goal, it's not a goal, it's a to-do list. Get on with it. My point here is that there's always more than one way to achieve a goal. And so, you need to change your strategy. You need to change the way you're doing it. And number 5 is operating from a physiology and a psychology of excellence. So making sure that your mindset is in the right place, that you've got rid of your limiting beliefs and you've sorted out your internal conflicts and the emotions are in the right place and so on and so on. But also physically, are you in the right place? So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm going to run the marathon next year. Okay, now I'm not a runner and I am aware that's a limiting belief, but I'm very happy about that. But let's say for the purpose of this, I'm going to go and run a marathon. Okay, so let's say know your outcome. Okay, so specifically, which one, Laura, are you going to go and run? So let's say the London Marathon, assuming it's on, of course, and I'd need to go and find the exact date of when that was going to run. So the more precise you can be, the better. Okay, number 2, take action. Right, so what kind of action do I need to take that's going to help me achieve this goal? Okay, well, I'm probably going to go and need to find myself a running coach because I can't run currently. Maybe go and find a very good friend of mine who's run lots of marathons and go and pick her brains and get her to mentor me and help me. Probably need to, buy some new trainers. Probably need to go and join a gym. Probably need to sort out my nutrition and what I'm eating. So I need someone to help me with that. So you go through in your head, what are all the actions that I need to take that are going to help me achieve this goal? Okay, so I get going and then I have sensory acuity. Is what I'm doing working? And if not, change course. So let's say part of my strategy was to join a gym because I was going to go and run on a treadmill, and I've bought my subscription. We're 3 months down the line and I've not set foot in the gym. Right, so pay attention. This isn't working. I need to do something different. Actually, I don't really like gyms. I think they smell and I just don't like them. But actually, I love the outdoors. So maybe I need to change my behaviour here. Maybe I should be looking to actually start doing road running and actually get outdoors. That might be better for me. And so that is my sensory acuity. Was it working? No, it wasn't. Behavioural flexibility. Do something different. And then mindset and physically getting in the right place. So mindset, I need to get someone to sort out my limiting beliefs that I think I can't do it, that I can't run, and all of those things. I need to sort out my internal conflict about part of me would like to be able to run and part of me not, and all those things need sorting. And then I need to physically focus on getting myself in shape so that I can do it. So let me know in the comments below, do you have any habits or processes that you follow that help you become more successful? I'd love us to create a thread here on this video where we can help each other increase all our chances of success. I hope you've enjoyed the video, so please ensure that you subscribe and hit the notification button so that you are informed when we release our next video next Friday.